mountain, I look down and see a world I was once underneath. I stand on this mountain and I look down. My mind knows more than it once knew. Then I knew. Then I knew. Then I knew. Then I knew. Now you're here. You're here. You're there. You're there. Now everywhere with me. If this is lost, then there's no place I'd rather be than found missing. Found missing. I climb down this mountain and I look around just to see that everyone used to be me. I climb down this mountain and I look around, my mind embracing more than the truth, than the truth, than the truth, than the truth, than the truth. Now you're here, you're here, you're there. Now everywhere with me. If this is lost, then there's no place I'd rather be than found missing. Found missing. I once was blind, but now I see the beauty of the world before me. Now you're there. Now everywhere with me. If this is lost, then there's no place I'd rather be. Now you're here, you're there. Now everywhere with me. If this is lost, then there's no place I'd rather be than found missing. Found missing. Found missing. Found missing.
I'm muted. If I don't mute myself at at least one time during the live, guys, it's not a live. Let me try that again. Hey, y'all. Welcome in. Thank you for being here. Mom, Mind the Monsters. Glad everybody's coming in. If you're lurking in the bushes, make sure you hit that like button. I do appreciate you a lot for being here. We'll say hello, Doodlebug. Hit that like button. It helps the channel get out into the algorithm. So we want to make sure we hit that. Send in some love, doodle, doodle, doodle. And here comes Kimber rolling in. Hello, humans. Hello, Kimber. SRB's in the house. We're very happy to have everybody. There's hello, 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 hello. Welcome, welcome, welcome. Thank you so much for being here. So we're going to go over just kind of like a bunch of different random stuff. SRB says, I need to hear Mom's soothing voice while I chill. Well, I hope I stay soothing voice because it's been a hell of a day. There's Kimba. Everybody get your earplugs in. Let's see. She says, honestly, my mind is so whacked with emotions, and I'm just glad to listen to anyone. Oh, send in love. Hopefully my swamp signal didn't kick in and you guys were actually able to hear E-Rock's music. There's Theresa. Hello, honey. Welcome in. SRB said she was watching different coverage on that girl Asha Degree. I've never heard of that case, but now I think they have a break. Okay, so Asha Degree, if you go way, way, way back on my channel, Asha was one of the first cases that I covered. I'll tell you guys the story. I know there's a tragedy pimp that's live right now with her case, but I covered her case 3 years ago, I think. Right at 3 years ago. I was actually at work and I had a lady come up to me, a good friend of mine, Risa, and she said, you do true crime on YouTube, right? And I said, well, yeah, yeah, that's what I do. Why, what's up? And she said, this girl that used to live next door to me, Asha Degree, she's missing, told me the story, sent me a bunch of information, a bunch of pictures and things like that. And there's actually a video way back on the channel about Asha. And then I've done a few short videos of when they put out the age progression and stuff like that. So it's a very, very good case to look into if you're not familiar with that case. Hope everyone's having a great Thursday. Yeah, Kimber's been fighting a headache. Hello, Steven's Adventures. Welcome in. Let's see. Those yeah, especially the ones that drag on are hell. Hate a migraine. Yeah, I was muted. If I don't mute myself at once, at least once, Doodle, it's not alive. There's Chris Gideon coming in with his presence in the chat. Welcome in. Yes, a massage sounds great. Yeah, I haven't been live in a while, guys, so I apologize, but I do thank you so much for coming in tonight. There's Prime Pola coming in. I need to get one of those stones. I haven't been stoned in a long time, but you know, you do you, ma'am. Let's see. It says, oh, okay, Mom, I'm going to look into her, so I'll check out your bits. Yeah, definitely. It's there's Arctic. Hello, Arctic. Thank you for coming in. Everybody say hi to Arctic. And did you get Arctic? Okay, so he's a Nightbot, so if you hit this and put a little fox in there. Whoop. Put a little fox in there. Nightbot will drop Arctic's link as well. But Doodle beat me to it. See who else is coming in here. I thought I saw somebody. Yep. Don't want to miss anybody. Eliza Sole, welcome in. Thank you all for being here. I appreciate everybody that comes in to hang out tonight. So like I said, we're going to talk just about a few things. We got hopefully this break, there's been a car that was towed that's in possible connection to her case. So fingers crossed, guys. This is another one that just vanished. And there were some random items that were found in a garage barn type thing around a tractor. If you go back to that old video that I have, there's a lot of photos in there that kind of, yeah, no, Doodle, don't be sorry. If dropping links is easier for you, babe, drop them links. Drop them like they're hot, girl. Thank you for doing that. I appreciate you. So I want to talk about some of the craziness that's going on. So you guys know that we have the I-75 shooter in Kentucky. That's nuts. And many of you guys know that when I took my vacation and my sabbatical from YouTube a few months ago, that's actually where I was. So I have family that lives up there. So it's been extremely terrifying watching that whole thing unfold. And if you're not watching Crime with Bobby is a local. He is amazing. I actually met him through Twitter. He's a great creator and he's actually local. And so he's had some real good coverage on that. And I think Arctic said Cocaine Crystal is another one that is also a local that's been covering that as well. If somebody wants to drop her link, please do. Please drop her link. And then have you guys heard about the craziness in Ohio? We've got allegedly immigrants eating cats and ducks and geese, and that's a whole thing. And I mean, you got the mainstream media saying, oh no, it's not true. And then you got locals that are like freaking out about it. So it's like, what do you believe? Do you believe mainstream media or do you believe the locals that are like having a meltdown about it? I watched a 22-minute live the other night and this guy was interviewing people and they were like laughing and being like, no, we're not eating people's pets. But yet there's body cam footage of a chick that apparently is a local to that area. So she's not a Haitian immigrant that was eating a cat. So I think people have lost their whole ass minds. I'm pretty sure they have. And then we had this Colt Gray, the school shooting, which is a completely just horrible event. And then the completely horrible event with that, it just, it's insane. Yeah, Bobby's amazing. Bobby is awesome. He's a good kid. He does a lot of true crime on Twitter, um, and just all kinds of random information. Oh my gosh, what else have we got going on? And then we had the other shooting that was between a student that shot another student in the bathroom. And then apparently today there was an active shooter in an apartment complex in Colorado. So it's just like it's like it starts and then it doesn't stop. And then, when it hits home, like when it hits deep home, that's what makes you want to just like completely just come unhinged. Like many of you guys know, I work from home. My stepdaughter called today having a meltdown because there was teachers and students talking about, a school shooting in her school. She's having a complete and total meltdown with her dad on the phone. She's asking the teachers, what the hell's going on? Your teachers, you're supposed to know what's going on. I call the school and the lady acts like she doesn't know her ass from a hole in the ground. So I was rather upset, which she's home safe. There was not a school shooter. It was two kids that apparently uploaded a TikTok about shooting up the school. But when they locked him in a classroom, the teacher, and I was going to use his name, but I will be nice tonight and I won't mention his name, but he felt a need to scream apparently at preteens in school today that were scared, locked down in a room. What the hell is going on with our school systems? And then I get off work and I get on Twitter and there was another alleged school shooting threat in Volusia County today. And the school was on lockdown. So you're not supposed to be on this channel if you're school age, but if you are school age and you hear the sound of my voice, knock it the hell off because it's not cool at all whatsoever. It's not cool. And, it shouldn't take 2 hours to go get your kid from school because the school doesn't know their ass from a hole in the ground. It's infuriating. It's absolutely infuriating.
It's
See,
horrible. They've
it is.
got it's hold on. It's
It's
got
absolutely horrible.
it's horrible, and it's it does so much to the psyche. It just the threat of it to the psyche of the kids that are in school because of the fact that they know what's happened in other schools that these shootings have taken place. So
Yeah,
it
and I
does
don't know
so
if they
much.
think it's funny or if they
It's
think, they're
definitely
gonna
not
get
funny.
cool from doing it or what the hell is going through these kids' minds. Like, I don't understand it. You got grown people going down well, not going down the interstate, perched up on the ridge, shooting people from freaking a ridge, and then you got kids that are going to school like, "Oh, well, I'm gonna shoot everybody up." It's crazy. Like, it makes you wonder, like, what the hell happened with the world? Like, has the whole world gone mad? Because that's how I feel. The whole damn world's gone mad. From school shootings to, you know, people just cheese sliding off their cracker and shooting at random people on the interstate. And Ace's mama, welcome in. I haven't seen you in a while, which I haven't been live either. Says been a couple here in California. They took their little butts to juvenile hall. That's where they should have went. And then Eliza says, or Elise says, my daughter had a school threat last week. It's horrifying. It is horrifying. And then, as a parent, you're sitting back going, do I send my kid to school? Because I'll tell y'all, when Tater was in school was when the Mainland High School shooting threat thing happened, and we pulled him out. We pulled him out and homeschooled him because not playing. I'm not playing with these kids. Did you see what Cass posted in Discord about what a teacher in my town said to the kids? No, I didn't see it either, SRB. One girl said she wanted an extra day off for Labor Day. Wow. What the hell? It's very sad. And welcome in, NTB. It's very sad. She says, yeah, I'm scared to death. I'm sitting in the parking lot just in case. I mean, and we shouldn't have to feel like that as parents. You should be able, if you work from home, or if you have a farm, or you're dealing with whatever you're dealing with, you should have that sacred feeling in your heart that your child's at school and they're going to be taken care of. When I went to school was a whole lot long ago. So the school that I went to, I'm from Kentucky, so it was not abnormal to go out into the parking lot and see hunting rifles and shotguns in the back of trucks, because that's how we were raised.
That's
right
how we
before
were
they
raised
stopped, right. And right before they stopped using the school that I went to and they built the big school out on the west side of town, there was a 12-foot fence put up around the school. It's not a prison. It's a school. But we have metal detectors, resource officers, police in Nashville, police officers, my stepdaughters. When, I'm not going to use their names, but when one of them was about 13 years old, she had a little boyfriend. They were in math class. And a kid literally came across the desk and stabbed her boyfriend in the head with a pair of scissors that he got off the teacher's desk. True story. Webweaver, welcome in, honey. Hot, nice to see you. Thank you for being here. Webweaver is one of Eric the Docket's mods, and she also has her own channel. If you're not subbed up to the Docket, what are you doing with your life? So SRB said, I'll have her repost it. Teacher told the kids he wasn't standing in a doorway to protect the students. He has his own kids at home. He said the school cared more, they would do more. Are you fucking kidding me? Well, he needs to lose his job. Sorry, not sorry. He needs to lose his job and then find a different job to take care of your kids if you can't take care of the kids that you're being paid for to protect and teach. In Texas, and I feel safer. I guess my daughter has a resource officer always on campus, and that's great. Welcome in, Glitter. That's great that they have a resource officer, but how many, one resource officer to how many thousands of kids are in school, or 1,000 kids, or depending on, how big the school is? I mean, this is crazy. And then there's news that they found out how Colt got the weapon in the school, and this is how some of us were speculating. It came in his backpack, and he put it in the bathroom. I'm not surprised. And then you've got his mom coming out and saying he's not a monster. Well, no. I mean, from what I saw before it all got deleted, was that he had a really shitty home life. And nobody took seriously the fact that he had problems. Mental health is important. Your health has to start with mental health, or there's no health there. So this is not the first child that we have seen cry out for help. Cry out for help. And then look, the Crumblies were made the very first parents to be held accountable for the murders in a school shooting. Now, Colt's dad is being held accountable. And that's the way it should be. I sent it to you private DM because it's school info's on it. Okay. Yeah, I don't want to read out the school info. That's why I don't want to give out what school my stepdaughter goes to, because there's a bunch of crazy people on this platform that ain't got nothing else better to do but act like fools at each other. But we're going to get there in a minute, because it's going to be a whole, like I said, mix-up, matchup. We're going to talk about all the craziness, too. So there's my message. I don't think it was in Discord. No, you're good, honey.
But y'all, on the lighter side, John Bon Jovi did save a woman from jumping off a bridge this week.
He did.
Here in Nashville, he did save a woman from jumping off a bridge.
Okay, let's see what she sent me. I'm going to read this off to you guys. And be very careful about what I read. I'm I'm going to pull it up here so it's bigger. Getting old sucks. Let's see, she says, I was texting my daughter about a Snapchat. Psychology teacher told the high school that if there is a shooting, he's not standing in front of the door to protect them because he has kids. Maybe the school cared more about teachers in it. It would be different. No, what the hell kind of teacher? No, those are not teachers you need in the classroom with your kids. I'm sorry. Call me an asshole, but that's how I feel about it. They don't need to be anywhere near the children if, they don't,
I
because
agree.
that's not going to work. Not for me.
I agree. What are they going to do? I mean, they're not even going to try to get your kid to safety. They're just going to run off and leave the kids there.
Margaret D. Younger, welcome in. Right.
Makes it sounds like to me they're just going to run off and they're not even going to try to get your kid to safety. They're just going to run off and they're gone.
And Margaret brings up, anyone remember the 1980s song, I Don't Like Mondays, Boomtown Rats, about a school shooting? Lately, it feels like it's every Monday. Well, if you guys think about it, I can't think of her name, but I know this amazing chat will close that. Yeah, that's what was going crazy. Sorry if y'all could hear that. Wasn't there a girl that what is that? Kimber, do you hear that? Do y'all hear that beeping? Is that your Discord?
No.
I don't know. I don't know. My computer might have been going crazy, going mad, y'all. I can't think of her name, but there was a girl that actually, I guess one of the real first school shootings. It was a long time ago, and she said that she just didn't like Monday. That was her reason. Absolutely not. Who wants a teacher that won't put themselves in front of our children? It was terrible for the teacher to tell his students. Absolutely. You guys can't hear it? I don't know what the hell that is. Let me see what else is open. I don't have anything else open. Yeah, I do. There we go. Now you shouldn't be able to hear it. If you could.
See, we couldn't hear it. You were the only one that could hear it. It's
because I had a hidden tab. Like I said, if it doesn't go wrong at least once, what the hell are we gonna do? Something's gotta go awry. It's just like I just now realized that StreamYard must have not pulled my monthly out of my account because I have their little precious duck up there in my corner, and y'all know how I feel about that duck.
Special.
And she says, that's all I remember. I think some weird stuff came about her dad, too. I'm not surprised. I'm not surprised at all. I do want to share. I did bookmark some stuff to share with you guys tonight in between my ranting because this will probably be a good rant live by the time I'm done. Let's see. Where is my bookmarks? Oh, looky there. Hopefully you guys can see that. Can y'all see that?
I can see that.
Cool.
I mean, yes,
I'm gonna move it over here. So I can.
Yes, I can see it.
So this is TMZ, and I know a lot of people don't have high opinions of TMZ, but being on TMZ, kind of got a little bit of feeling for me. It says, John Bon Jovi, take my hand, we'll make it, I swear, convinces a woman not to jump off a bridge. This happened in Nashville. Rock legend John Bon Jovi had magic words to help one woman in distress Tuesday evening, seemingly convinced the stranger not to jump off a bridge. Here's what went down. It's My Life singer was filming a music video for his song People's House on the, I'm going to try that name. It's the pedestrian bridge. It's the fancy bridges they built. It's got all the pretty lights on it. If you go to Nashville, like if you're downtown, you look to the right, I think. Yeah, if you look from Fort Nashville, it's over yonder down the river. It's all pretty and stuff, and that's where they're based in Nashville.
It's that John Siegenthaler pedestrian bridge.
There you go. You pronounce it because I was going to screw it all up. It says the bridge is Music City about 6 p.m. where John Bon Jovi noticed a woman needed help. Check out the video. Well, of course, my swamp, y'all see it spinning. It probably won't play it, but I'll drop this link in chat for anybody that wants to watch the video. It's pretty, I mean, it was really cool of him to do that. So big shout out to TMZ for reporting something positive. So sources with direct knowledge, TMZ, Bon Jovi tried again, routinely deals with people in crisis from hunger to homelessness, amongst other issues. Through his work with the foundation, JBJ Soul Foundation, he has extensive training in speaking with individuals experiencing in crisis, but what he did, anyone would have done in that situation. And you know, I'm gonna go ahead and I'm gonna step in and I'm gonna say no, not anyone would have done something in that, because how many people see something and don't say something? I mean, seriously, y'all, think about it. How many people, like Dago says, mind their own business? And how many times have y'all heard that man on panel saying, stop minding your own business? Uncle Will says dad was 100% responsible, telling the cop, be easy with him. He'll get all faced and angry. Then Christmas. But, oh, yeah, you talking about the FBI body cam? And welcome in, Uncle Will. At 15, after being told there was possibly of him making threats. Dad was 100% responsible, telling him, I think that's what I already read. Cassie in the house. Yeah, John Bon Jovi, y'all. Isn't that crazy? Cool. So Uncle Will, trying to think. Are you part of Ryan Upchurch's community? Is that where I know your name from? I'm not sure. Well, anyway, moving on. So then I wanted to share this with you guys, and wow, I just turned my camera off. So big shout out to Legacy. If you are on Twitter and you're not following Legacy, what are you doing with your life? So it says breaking, a potential break in the disappearance of Asha Degree case. Authorities in Cleveland County have towed a car resembling the vehicle linked to Asha's disappearance over 24 years ago. Since Tuesday night, investigators, K-9 unit, special equipment have been deployed. And then there's her beautiful little picture. Is it going to come up? Look at that pretty baby. This is replicas of the vehicle.
Back in the headlines.
And then this is the video. Hopefully you guys will be able to see
property enters day 2, and we are live over that scene right now with Chopper 9 Sky Zoom. You can see law enforcement standing in what looks like a field next to a wood line, next to a blue tent that they put up in just the last hour.
Now, after hours of unanswered questions, new video ties this back to the 9-year-old's disappearance from 24 years ago.
Thank you for joining us. I'm Hannah Getz.
I'm Scott Wickersham. Thanks for being with us. In the past 2 hours, investigators say they towed away a green car. You see a picture right there. That car, very similar in color and age as the pictures of cars on the right here that the FBI said Asha may have gotten into based on witness accounts. Now, for 24 years, a family, a community, and police have been wondering. Many people have been.
They're similar in color, but they're not similar in shape.
Well, now they could be a step with what happened today.
We have team coverage. This is the biggest development you've seen in decades.
Yeah, it could very well be that biggest that we've seen in at least 10 years now. Again, investigators haven't given specifics about why they're here, and they're just wrapping up here behind me at this home. But the last time I saw so many officers, searchers here from different agencies was during a search for Asha Degree. Now you have the FBI, the SBI, and the Sheriff's Department all working on this scene here. Now, the Degree's disappearance, several people actually came came here hoping to hear that there's new information in this case that has touched so many, like a barber that I met earlier today who says that he knows the family. And he told me that he hopes the search ends with a positive resolution in this case. Uh, the individual come by here is a large group right over here just off to my left that drove out here. They've been sitting just across the street from everything here. They know that investigators haven't given specifics about why they're here. They know they're here serving warrants, but these individuals say they want the resolution in a case here that has touched so many of them. Live in Shelby, I'm Ken Lemon, Channel 9 Eyewitness News.
All right, Ken, thank you. I want to bring in now Dave Faraday. Dave, you were there as police towed that car away. Pretty similar looking, at least in color and age, to the pictures the FBI sent out.
Yeah, Scott, definitely the color. That towing operation happened at a second search scene about a quarter-mile off in this direction. This after authorities have been out at this home for the last 2 days conducting a search. The FBI is confirming tonight that both of these searches are linked. All day long, we have seen folks slowly driving by this residence right here, trying to find out more about the huge police presence out here. Take a look at some of this video that we shot earlier. We are here early this morning when between 50 and 60 FBI, SBI, and sheriff deputies searched the property. They took rakes, probing devices, and ground-penetrating radar, along with specially trained dogs, to search the property. Some of that we could see from Chopper 9 Sky Zoom, including an area behind a home on the property that was searched. After lunch, we spotted about a dozen officers move about a quarter mile down the street to a second property. Well, shortly before 5, they removed an older green-colored car. The color is similar to the color that the car that law enforcement put out photos of in the Asha Degree case 24 years ago. Some family members have been out here as well throughout the day, hoping for answers in that case.
It would be good if we can get some closure on the situation. And, you know, for all these people to be out here, I can't say if it is or if it ain't true, but I've never seen this many FBI agents and SBI agents and the sheriffs.
And over the last hour, we've reached out to the FBI to find out if that green color car is connected to the Asha Degree case. We have not gotten a response so far. Our team will
Hey. Oh. Sorry, I was making weird noises. I was telling my son hi.
Excuse me.
Mom, are you muted?
I am muted. Isn't that nice? Twice in one live.
I thought I went deaf.
So let me try again. So the community and her family has actually held vigils on the anniversaries for many years now. And they deserve closure. You know, this baby allegedly walked off in the middle of the night. Sound familiar? Just saying.
Mm-hmm.
And it was raining. These are details I know from a local. So this is why we don't give up. Hi, Tomboy. Yeah, I was muted. No, it wasn't the swamp signal. It's just if I try to play anything, my swamp signal goes ape shit.
Yeah.
Very familiar, doesn't it?
SRB, I think they probably got the color right and maybe the body of the car wrong, because I think they may have been showing that more for the color of the car, because the body is definitely different than the two that they showed. Because the body's it looks more like a Nova. Don't you think, Mom?
It kind of looks like a Nova or an old. Well, it's not a Biscayne because a Biscayne would be a Chevrolet, but those older cars, those were tanks. Like growing up, my grandpa had a Lincoln.
Right, but
And
it didn't look like the two that they showed though. It didn't look like the two Lincolns that they showed.
right.
That looked more like a boxy, like a Nova or something like that.
Mm-hmm.
The car they showed was more boxy, but they could have been showing it for the purpose of the green,
The color, right.
the color.
Right. Because you
Just
got
a
to think
green.
back then, that was a common color.
Mm-hmm.
Because
That puke
Mavericks
green.
were that color. You had Mavericks were that color, and then Novas were generally yellow. Because there was only like a handful of colors that was used back in those days. I thought I had notes on her. Like I said,
My
this is
brother had
an
a
old video
blue
that I
Maverick.
did a long time ago. So it is possible that it was on my phone, on my other phone, because I'm not seeing it in my files over here. But if you go to my channel and you just search her name and it'll pull it up. So again, hopefully that's a good way forward to solving her case and bringing closure to her family. Yeah,
Don't
very
forget.
dark.
Sorry, Mom. Go ahead. I did not
You're
mean
good.
to interrupt you. I'm trying to
It
get
was
better at
very
this.
dark that night. MTB, are you a local? I don't want to give out my friend's last name, but her first name's Risa. Oh, SRB says, my dad had a Cutlass Supreme. It reminded me a lot of that. Right. Cutlass, that's another one that had that body style. You had Biscayne, Cutlass, Oldsmobile. What were those called? The ones that look like Cadillacs. They had the tire on the back of them. A Regal.
Regal. Buick Regal.
Yep. A Regal. Lincoln. I said it could have been a Biscayne, but those were not very common. Impala. That's another popular car from back then.
Yeah. We had
Dodge
one of those.
Magnum. No, you've just followed the case for a year. Okay. Yeah. Years and years. Yeah. Thank you for being here, MTB. I appreciate you for being here. Any kind of we love.
Stop. I'm trying to stop. I just wanted to touch, and I don't know how many of y'all know, if it's okay, Mom, on the Tyree Nichols case. We were talking about that last night.
No, talk about it. There should be a video on my channel about him too.
Mom's probably got a video on it. His case apparently is at the federal level now. I don't know if anybody knows about the Tyree Nichols case. He was a young man who was pulled over in Memphis, and he was a FedEx worker. He was pulled over in it was January or February of 2023. There was no reason for them to pull him over. They yanked him out of the car. It was called the Scorpion Unit. They were a unit. They were supposedly a unit to help fight gangs. They yanked him out of the car. They were a gang task force. I'm sorry, my son got it right for me. They were a gang task force. They yanked him out of the car, and they stun gunned him. They were trying to put cuffs on him, and he wasn't having it because he hadn't done anything wrong. So he ran. One of the officers said, I hope they beat the hell out of him when they find him. Now, I don't know if any of you remember, SRB remembers it. So Tyree ran and got a block from his mother's house. And these officers from the Scorpion Unit, which has now been disbanded in the Memphis Police Department, they found him. They beat him and beat him and beat him so badly. They set him up beside the car. They took a picture of him. What they weren't counting on was there was a street camera there. It was horrible. But and his mother said that when she finally got to the hospital to see him, his head was the size of a watermelon where they beat him so bad. He had a 6-year-old child who is now 7, but this is at the federal level now. Of course, they will have to have it will go to the state as well. I hope that they get justice for Tyree. I'm going to follow this and see where it goes. Because it's just a terribly tragic situation, because he was crying for his mother while they were beating him, and he was a block away because he was trying to make it to his mother's house. He did nothing wrong. From my understanding, there were a lot of rumors that he might have been dating the ex of one of the guys that was on the Scorpion unit, which was the gang task force. So I'm not sure, but this whole story just broke my heart. I felt so bad. It was just a heartbreaking case. So I'm going to try to follow it and see where it goes. But from my understanding, from what I was reading, it's at the federal level now, but they still have to try it. I think they're going to have to try it at the state level. And I hope that the ones that were involved, they all go to jail. That's my personal opinion. I don't know what they'll do, but it was a very tragic case. And that young man should have never lost his life, because there was no reason. He wasn't. You can, if you ever see the video, I don't advise watching all of it because I couldn't. But if you ever see the video where they pull him over, he was doing nothing at all. He was sitting in his car at a red light. It was sickening. But I will try to keep you guys posted as to what's going on with that as soon as I get some information. But I'm just kind of waiting right now to see what happens with it. And that's all I had to
think
say.
I included him in a video about police brutality. I'm almost positive that's what the video was about.
Yeah, it was bad. That was horrible.
It really was. So if you go look for it, brace yourself, because it's not pretty at all.
No, and his fight or flight did take over, and I don't think that if he had lived, I don't think that they would have got him for running. I think he had every right to run because he knew if he stayed, what was going to happen. But it's very, if you decide to watch the whole thing, it's definitely a trigger warning. It's very hard to watch. Very hard to watch. Okay, I'm done.
I'm pretty sure that's what I included in was a story that I did about police brutality.
That was a horrible
I've
case.
done so many that you lose track, and I don't mean any disrespect, but you do. You lose track of, you do. You absolutely lose track of what you've done or haven't done.
Well, from my understanding, that the police chief in Memphis, that wasn't the first time that she had been involved, that she had had a gang task force. I think she had been somewhere else. I have to research it because I can't say for sure. But from my understanding, that was not the first time that she had been the police chief where there had been a gang task force like that, and they had been involved in something not quite that bad, but in police brutality when there shouldn't have been police brutality. I would have to look that up, but yeah. I don't think it was in Memphis, but
Hello.
I think it may have been somewhere else.
Memphis is bad. Like, if you've ever been to Memphis, Memphis is a bad city, but regardless of what that city is, and wasn't he, I don't remember, was he autistic?
No, he was not. He wasn't autistic. He just he
I
liked
couldn't remember if he
skateboarding.
was or not.
No, he worked for FedEx. He just loved photography. He loved skateboarding. He worked for FedEx, and he liked playing video games. And he liked spending. I guess he loved spending time with his kid, and all that was taken away from him because of they just decided to and I don't know if it was ever proven that he was dating that ex-cop's girlfriend or not, but it was just you can see they actually, and this is trigger warning, y'all, they got so tired, they got tired of beating him. They got tired. They actually had to stand away, and when the paramedics showed up, they did nothing because the cops told them not to do anything. So it was a very bad case, and you can see, and because there was a street camera there, you can see all of this unfold. You can see all of this unfold. You can see where the cops set him up next to the car, and you can see the flash on the officer's phone go off where he took pictures, and I think he sent it to this girl. And it was just so horrible. It was just horrible. And they went and knocked on the mother's door, and she asked if she could see him, and they told her no. But I think she went to the hospital around 4 or 5 o'clock in the morning, and she said when she got there, his head was the size of a watermelon, where they had beat him so bad.
That's crazy.
It's awful. And like I said, I'm glad that it's in the courts now.
Two of them already pleaded guilty. The other three on trial, and the two that already pleaded guilty to the federal charges
Uh-huh.
are
Okay.
witnesses for.
My husband said two have already pleaded guilty to the federal charges, to the civil rights violations, and there's 3 that are on trial, and the other 2 are going to be witnesses for the other 3 because the federal charges are for violating his civil rights. The other 3 are for violating his civil rights, and I promise you, they violated more than his civil rights that night, and they deserve anything they get. And that's just, that's my opinion and my opinion only. It's not Mom's opinion, but it is my opinion and my opinion only.
They're going to testify against the other 3.
The 2 that have already pled guilty are going to testify against the other 3.
No, they ought to put them under the jail, and they ought to make them wear uniforms with the freaking stamp on the back of it that says, "I'm a cop. I beat somebody to death."
Yeah, they should.
That's my opinion.
That's my
James
opinion
Tate,
too.
welcome in, honey. Thank you for everything you do.
Hi, James. Hi, Mama Bear. Hi,
Mama Bear.
Hi, Paula. Hi, I missed somebody. Hi, Alicia.
SRB, I think you're right. I believe it was Atlanta. I knew there was one that was autistic that was beat to death. Because I did a video about police brutality. I was madder than hell. There's Mama Bear's link. Yeah, it's enough just to make your blood boil, Paula. Absolutely. Bye, Web Weaver. Thank you for coming in, honey. It's enough to just Emmett Till. It's crazy. I mean, like, the police are supposed to protect and serve, and teachers are supposed to take care of our children, and it's like a complete failure across the board. Like, nothing, what the hell is wrong with the world? Criminals are criminals, serial killers are serial killers, but what happens when the world has gone awry and they're all crazy?
When was Emmett Till?
We can look it up.
Was he a long time ago? Yes, 50s or 60s. He was in the 50s or 60s. I remember there's a movie. There's a movie about Emmett Till. And I can't remember the name of the movie, but there's a movie out about with Emmett Till. Emmett Till.
Okay, here's
think
the
that's the one.
Wikipedia. Emmett Lewis Till was born July 25th, 1941, August 28th, 1955. He was an African American teenager who was abducted and lynched in Mississippi in 1955 after being accused of offending a white woman, Carolyn Bryant, in her family's grocery store. The brutality of his murder and the acquittal of his killers drew attention to the long history of violent prosecution of African Americans in the United States. Till became an icon of the civil rights movement. Till was born and raised in Chicago, Illinois. During the summer vacation in August of 1955, he was visiting relatives near Money, Mississippi. In the Mississippi Delta region, Till spoke to a 21-year-old Carolyn Bryant, the white woman married proprietor of a local grocery store. Although what happened at the grocery store was a matter of dispute, was accused of flirting with, touching, or whistling at Bryant. Till's interaction with Bryant perhaps unwittingly violated the unwritten code of behavior for a black male interacting with a white female in the Jim Crow era of South. Several nights after the encounter, Bryant's.
I think this was the movie Mississippi Burning, if I'm not mistaken.
It should show it.
Because
Wikipedia pretty good.
She had an open casket because she wanted them to see what they had done to her son. She did not have anything done to him, because right there it says that she did not have anything done to him, but it was I think it was Mississippi Burning was the movie.
Look at that. It's freaking heartbreaking. Oh, trigger warning. So there's what Kim was talking about. There's this grave. Well, courtrooms don't look like that no more, do they? What else could I do? He thought he was as good as any white man. J.W. Millam, when asked why he killed Emmett Till. What the hell is wrong with people?
Okay, never mind. The Mississippi Burning was 3 civil rights workers in the 1960s. Paula said she thinks the movie about Emmett Till was just called Till.
There's a museum, y'all. If y'all are ever in that area, go visit this museum. Donate if you can. He was a baby, y'all.
Mm-hmm. And he just spoke to the woman. He just spoke to the woman.
It's enough to make you just angry from the inside out, I swear.
Mm-hmm.
50s or 60s, 1950s. Thank you, Margaret. Kind of like the guy Arctic Fox did a live stream on today. I work all day, so I miss a lot of what everybody does, and a lot of my evenings are catch-up crew, replay crew. The part about the open casket just broke me, yeah. Mr. James Tate says there's a movie out. It's just heartbreaking. What the hell is wrong with the world? And the case that, Kimber was just telling us about, has the world really changed that much? Has it? Because, when we were growing up, we weren't raised to see color. We were raised to see people. And any of y'all that know me that, are on my real Facebook or have seen any part of my life, I love people for who they are. I don't give a damn what color you are, what religion you are. They ain't none of my business. I don't give a shit. I love all people. But it's like some people, they just never left that state of mind, or maybe they wasn't raised right. But you know what my mom always taught me is you can't fix stupid. And that's the way that she always put it to us. When it come to racism and racist people, she'd say, sis, you can't fix stupid.
Yeah, but those officers in Memphis, it wasn't a racism issue. It wasn't a race issue.
No, I'm just saying, just all the way around.
Yeah,
Like
yeah, I know what you're saying.
police
Yeah,
brutality, just the whole, it just
yeah.
irks the shit out of me. Piece of shit
Just
called
because they
Hayden
give you,
Clark.
just because they give you a badge and a gun doesn't give you a reason to go start beating the hell out of people.
That's what I'm saying. I said they're tyrants. Tyrant with a gun. Know your rights, people. Emmett Till was only 14. I taught Jim Crow, segregation, and civil rights movement. So many gut-churning stories. We all bleed the same color. Absolutely. Cut you open,
See,
you all bleed the same.
and see, from my understanding, Emmett Till's mother did not want him to go down there because she knew how things were in the South. So, and see, that's a shame. She knew how things were in the South, so she didn't want him to go down there. And at that time, and you know, and this happened to him. And you know, it's the mob mentality, and we still live with it today. We still live with the mob mentality, and
exactly like Elise just said. Right. Yeah. Different circumstances, but the whole mob attack. Absolutely. I treat people the way they treat me. That's my number one rule. Don't matter what color you are. Absolutely. Absolutely. I'll give everybody the same. You send me love, I'll send you love. I'm not a big hater. I don't think hate's a really strong word, and you know, it takes more energy to hate somebody than it does love them, and I'm old and I just don't have that much energy, to be honest. Just to put it out there.
I don't think I'm too old to hate. It's just like,
yeah, that's what I'm saying. I'm just too old.
It's just too much energy to hate people. It takes too much of your energy, too much of your time to hate. You know, if I'm gonna, you know, I can forgive people and live my life, and you know, and be at peace and never have to speak to them again if that's the way I want to do it. But I don't have to run around, and I can forgive somebody for my own peace of mind. You know, I don't have to, because I don't want to carry that around. I'm not going to carry that around. I'm not going to carry it around. I'm absolutely not going to carry it around.
It's not worth it.
No, it's not.
It's not worth it at all. It's really honestly not.
Well,
you guys know that are here, you know, normals to the channel. I have gator issues. If what is true is here, she'd tell you guys. I love gators. So just on a little bit of a lighter note, look at this. This is the world's oldest record crocodile, y'all. I had to share this with y'all.
Yo!
Look at that.
This is cool. I haven't felt scared of anything in a long time, so right now, this is amazing. Not to mention all his girlfriends are behind me. The oldest croc in the world.
You know what that is? That's a hell to the no, no, no. What do you think, Kimber? You want to give him a hug?
I ain't going there, no gator, girl.
That's a crocodilian. If Far was in here, she could tell y'all about the crocodilians when the rain season happens in Australia. She sent me pictures and stuff of the river, and oh my God, it takes over the whole town. James says life is life. Color doesn't matter to God. It should matter to us so much as I don't get that part of everyone the same. I agree. And Paula agrees too. She says if Jesus were alive today, the racists would hate him too, because he certainly wasn't white. Amen, girl. Absolutely. Margaret said, I think the young woman in Emmett Till case lived long after. Probably so. That's what's so damn sad about it. It is draining. Right? That is a big ass gator. You'd be terrified. You can't catch us. See. I might have worked from many different countries. Only problem I ever had was a white person. Go figure. Right? Isn't that a damn shame, Linda? But I wanted to share that big boy with y'all. And then, so I was talking about it, and I know there's a lot of back and forth about this, about people eating cats. But it says Springfield pet eating conspiracy. Cops slammed with hundreds of calls daily. Folks asking if it's true. And this is not a political thing. I'm just sharing the latest craziness this week. Donald Trump pushing a wild conspiracy theory about Haitian immigrants eating Americans' cats and dogs in Ohio. The town prompted folks to flood the local police force with inquiries to the point where the cops are having trouble investigating actual crimes. Police in Springfield, tell TM Ohio, they tell. Good Lord, y'all. Ohio tell TMZ the department is getting double amount of daily calls, which was already in the hundreds from concerned citizens across the country, all asking the same thing. Are immigrants really eating people's pets? Cops say the increased call volume started after Trump pushed the debunked conspiracy theory that Haitians in Tuesday night debates with Kamala Harris when he said immigrants are eating cats and dogs in the city, and he called it out specifically. Springfield police say there's been 0 reports of animal killings and consumption, but that's not stopping folks from inundating the PD when calling seeking Trump's conspiracy theory. Now, this is, it's this going to be a screenshot. This right here is the body cam footage. I think Dago shared last night. And if you go find it, go look it up. It's a little creepy.
I did look it up of one woman in Canton, Ohio. It said that there was a woman in Canton, Ohio that they caught eating a cat. Now, I don't know. But, you know.
Oh, she was eating that cat. She was eating that cat. Right here's the picture. Because I just read all that to y'all, and y'all didn't even get to see the pictures.
This is where my bonus son lives in Canton. I told him he needs to move. I told him he needs to move. He ain't got no cats. He just got those. Oh, Lord, what? Was that her eating the cat?
So this is the body cam footage. Trigger warning. I don't give out trigger warnings. This is a true crime channel. You might see missing people. You may hear old stories, news stories, all that stuff. So this is the actual body cam footage. Big shout out to TMZ for sharing it, but it's also raw on the internet as well. So be warned and afraid. Because I don't know if they blurred it out. Yeah, they blurred out the cat. So what do y'all think? I think it's a conspiracy theory. They out here eating cats.
I think this is the time where we discuss mental health issues.
Because yeah, I'm getting there. So hey, we're going to discuss that in just a minute.
Because if she's just going to grab a cat,
because let me tell you,
start eating a cat, there's a mental health issue there.
Oh yeah. Did you hear what the lady said that was standing there?
What?
She says she killed 2 kids. Did y'all hear that? How come we ain't heard nothing about that? Where's this woman's kids at? Are her kids safe? Y'all have seen how much screwed up shit comes out of Ohio? Do we trust media? I don't. I don't know about y'all, but I don't trust mainstream as far as I can throw them. And let me tell you why. It ain't nothing against mainstream. Mainstream can only report what law enforcement allows them to. So anybody lurking in the back that wants to bitch at mainstream media, they can only report what law enforcement advises them that they're able to report. Unless you have a
Right.
rogue like Fox who don't give a fuck. Tomboy said, hating someone and holding a grudge, taking a poison, making, waiting for them to die. Absolutely. There's my TikTok if y'all want to watch something I don't ever upload on. It's okay. I ain't eating a gator. I don't like it. I like gator.
I
He said,
had
so
some gator
sorry, gotta
bites.
eat dinner. Did you? I love gator bites. And tell Miss Marion I said happy birthday and I'm sending so much love and hugs to her. Paula says, here's the thing. Here's the thing. Ellie is saying it's not true. Pictures real people have taken knows what the truth is. So there's a picture floating around Twitter. I don't know if you guys have seen it or not, of this guy carrying a goose. So if you look at it a little bit further, there's a 911 call of a guy that, and this is why I love my country folk. He was headed to his work orientation on his four-wheeler going down the trails. And he said there was 4 Haitians that was grabbing the park geese and done got in their vehicle with them. Now, y'all take what you want to from that. You can listen to mainstream media or you can listen to locals that are freaking the hell out. Read the lyrics, What a Wonderful World by Louis Armstrong, We're All the Colors of the Rainbow. Absolutely. Oh, yeah. Tell Marion that we all said happy birthday and we love her. She said she was eating it, yes, but she is not from Haiti. Yeah, no, she's a local, and she's what Dago was saying last night. Elijah said, hide your cats, hide your dogs. Y'all got to remember that video.
I think this is just a case of mental illness, and everybody and people have turned it into some kind of conspiracy theory, but it's not. It's just a simple case of mental illness where she just grabbed a cat and poor cat. I'm sorry
Dude.
for the cat, but I do believe that it's a case of mental illness because of the fact I just seriously believe that's the case here. I don't think it's some conspiracy theory where everybody's running around, all of a sudden eating animals.
I
Domesticated
mean, you got
animals.
locals saying that they're eating animals, they're flipping cars over in the middle of the street, they're running over people and running through people's houses and buildings with vehicles. And I mean, I don't live in Ohio, thank goodness. And anybody that does live in Ohio, like they said, hide your cats, hide your dogs, hide your ducks, and hide your keys. And Eliza said, she's meeting me. Why are you meeting me, ma'am? What did I do? CZ said, Margaret DeYounger, yes. Carolyn Bryant Donham did later on fabricating the part of his story against Emmett Till. She never changed for lying. Then she recently passed away. See how that's so fucked up? You can be such a shitty person and just now pass away. Just a Mom Mazo, welcome in, honey. I hadn't seen you around in a while. She said she didn't think that woman. Yeah, that's what Kim was saying, is that it's a mental health issue. Absolutely. Seems like a meth situation. Lindsay Culver, welcome in, love. Much love to you. It does sound like somebody might have been messing around. Just saying. Just saying. You said, can't remember who started it. Maybe a professor with the Emmett Till Memory Project. Oh, that's awesome. She was bloody and had cat fur on her mouth. You can hear the cop say, right? I think I'd have done more than just say, Paula. People, please. I don't see y'all around in chat. I'm gonna be finding you. Yeah, if y'all okay. That is some Florida man. Seen it.
And there might be illegals that eat the ducks, geese, dogs, and cats, but I probably think they might, and I'm going to say this, and I'm so sorry, y'all, cook them before they eat them.
What killed me last night is
out there just grabbing a cat on the sidewalk and just nom 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 nom.
God love Terry. God love Terry. I mean, we all love Terry. Terry, if you're lurking in the bushes, I'm not being a dick by any means. But so Terry Dago's showing it last night and explaining to everybody that this woman was not Haitian, that it was probably a mental breakdown or drugs or something along those lines. And Terry puts in chat, she ate it raw. Girl, you more concerned about the fact she ate the damn thing raw? I about died. It wasn't last night. It was the night before. Y'all, I'm everywhere. Seen videos of people parked in Cali just saying no ducks, geese, just left illegals eating them. Well, I mean, I'm a trigger warning for y'all cat folks out there because, I used to be cat folks and now I'm dog folks because my dogs don't like cats, but I have grandkitties. And I seen a video. Y'all probably won't see it if you're on Twitter because it's gone now, which the sick asshole that posted it is a YouTube creator, and I wouldn't shout his name out if he was the last YouTube creator on this platform. But he posted a video, and I don't know where it was at, so I'm not going to speculate, of some guy wringing a cat's neck. And I mean, I was just like, what the fuck is wrong with you? Like, what in your right mind thinks that it's okay to post something like this? It just blows my mind. People suck. Yeah, anything's possible these days. She said she prays that's the case. Let's see. Someone snatched some geese from a park here, but she was just wanting pets. Well, please, if you're going to snatch geese, take care of them. Don't eat them.
Well, if you're going to snatch geese, you better be careful. Geese are mean. They're not exactly the most friendly things ever. They're mean.
No, do you know the one and only time in my life I've ever been bit in the ass was by a goose?
Yeah, they're not exactly like, hey, how you doing kind of animals.
Dude, you
Or
go walking
birds
off
or-
from the pond and all of a sudden you just feel like a big old chunk of your ass. It's because a goose done got you. Be
Yeah,
messing
they'll
with them
bite.
damn geese.
They're not friendly.
No, they're not.
And Paula, I agree with that. They shouldn't be eating cats and dogs and people's pets. They need to acclimate when they come to our country. We don't see. That's why I could never own like cows and stuff, because I would name them, and once they have a name, you can't eat them. I mean, if I name a cat Petunia, I mean a cow Petunia, that cow now has a name, so that cow is a pet. So therefore, that cow is forever my pet, and it cannot be eaten because you cannot kill that cow and eat it because that cow now has a name. So that cow is now a pet. If it has a name, it's a pet. So yeah, and I have a friend
Husband,
that
can
has.
you hear this woman? Don't get her no cows because you're going to have pet cows.
Yeah, he's listening. He's over here going. He's looking at me like I'm crazy now. But I have a friend that has a farm. That's what he does, and he'll show pictures of it. I'm like, oh, look at the baby cows, and he'll go, don't look at the ones with those blue tags in their ears. And I'm like, no, no, no. So yeah, I don't look at the ones with because I know what the blue tags mean. So yeah, that
They headed
means
to the glue factory.
yeah, there'll be a tasty steak.
I do like me some filet mignon. Just saying. Lindsay Curver says there's a lot of migrants in Ohio and her cats have been shot at with BB guns. Don't be shooting people cats with BB guns, you little heathens. I'm sorry, Lindsay, that's horrible. SRB says she stays home, don't have any pets, but there's not a lack of strays around here, right? Meth for bath salts. I'm telling you, here in Florida, I have to say that when we had the bath salt pandemic, they was eating people's faces off. They was eating people's dogs. Like, it's crazy. Wildfire, welcome in. Nice to see you, honey. I mean, these people is nuts. They'll be eating people's pets. They'll be eating the public pets. Just don't do it. Go to the damn grocery store. I don't think cats are like sushi. Right? I agree. I don't eat a raw cat. Don't eat a cat at all, but I am not condoning eating a cat, but for Christ's sake, don't eat raw cat. There's got to be some kind of like parasites or something that you would get some flesh-eating disease from eating a cat raw. The issues is they should be eating cats and dogs. This is America, not Vietnam. If you come to my country, acclimate. I got you, Paula. And my dad served in the Philippines, and his best friend, God rest his soul, actually married a Filipino girl and brought her home. And we used to go there, and this was when I was young. We used to go there and eat dinner all the time because she just made the best food you ever put your mouth on, right? And this was when Faces of Death were real big when I was young. And we watched the Faces of Death one night, and then like 2 days later, we went over to Geisha's to have dinner, and I wouldn't eat. And it's actually offensive in their culture if they cook food and you don't eat it. And my dad took me outside and he said, "What the hell is wrong with you?" I said, "No." I said, "We just watched Faces of Death. I'm not eating that. What if it's a puppy?" Like, and that shit scarred the hell out of me. Especially geese with babies. They will chase you down. Absolutely. They'll bite you in the ass. Disclaimer, they will bite you in the ass. The people around me are not Haitian. They're definitely do not view our pets as people like we do. Yeah, my pets are people. Y'all can see her. I don't know if y'all can see her, but I've got a heating pad behind my back, and she's my little heating pad thief. Because I'll go ahead and tell y'all. So if y'all can tell, I'm not as high as I normally am. So the other night, I'm not as high as I'm not as high as I normally am. Good Lord, y'all. I ain't smoked in forever.
Not special.
Myself is not as high as I normally am because I was sitting here and I was watching one of them there vid shows. I was reviewing one of them there vid shows from some other drama we're gonna talk about here in just a minute. But I was a little upset, and y'all see me adjust a lot. I was in a semi wreck when I was 22 years old, broke my neck, and did a lot of really bad damage to my back. So my whole ass chair that y'all have heard me bitch about many times if you are here to the channel and are used to being here on the channel, the whole damn arm fell off of it, and then the back fell off of it, and here I went flying out of my damn chair. So I'm in my fishing chair, y'all. So I'll just share my gracious, my little heat warmer, my little heating pad thief just left. So I'm finna readjust again. But like I said, y'all that are normally here to the channel know that I'm usually a lot higher sitting than I am now. God bless. Let's go ahead and clear that up before it gets clipped. And Mom's over here high on the channel. Good God.
I was on the phone with her when her chair fell apart.
I was a little pissed off.
Yes, she
And
was
then
a lot pissed
he
off.
didn't even notice. And then I was like, "What the hell, man?" And you go over there and tell him, I was like, "My freaking chair." I didn't use those words. I used a lot more adult words. My freaking chair just fell apart. And y'all know he laughed.
He did.
He
But
laughed
so
at
did
me.
I laughed
I
too.
couldn't
It was
believe
hard
it.
not to.
You'd think if you had 2 broken legs, you wouldn't laugh at the woman that takes care of you. But he laughed at me, y'all. Margaret says, "In New Jersey, it's illegal to kill geese. Yes, they're nasty and filthy. They will shit everywhere. Burritos."
Well, I think Tibble's glad that you changed the subject from eating animals. She said she's a pretty hefty girl and she'd make somebody a fine meal.
Well, y'all, if you watch my shorts of my pit bull that's addicted to Twinkies, he ain't no little thing himself. He's a little fat thing. Let's see. Paula said my meemaw had pigs named Ham and Bacon. I had no problem eating them. I grew up with a girl that we went to the flea market one year. We were little. We were probably about 8 or 10 years old, somewhere around in there. And her parents bought her a potbelly pig, and this pig ended up not being a potbelly pig. It was a sow, and its name was PC, which stood for pork chop. He didn't get eaten, though. He lived a pretty pampered life. I can't go to the fair and look at the animals for that reason. Aw.
That's the problem with a lot of them potbelly pigs. People thought they were getting potbelly pigs and they got a full-size pig.
Mm-hmm. They closed Chinese restaurant down here because they were killing cats and serving them to people. Thank God I never ate there. Oh, no, ma'am. No, ma'am. Mom don't eat at Chinese restaurants. No, ma'am. I went to a hibachi grill for the first time. What was it, Kim? About a month ago with work.
Uh-huh. Oh, you
And
went
I
to
never been to one of them.
That was not that was not Chinese. You went to hibachi.
Yeah, whatever that is. It was fire. It was fire, y'all. And if you ain't never had yum yum sauce, what are you doing with your life? Because let me tell you, I put that shit on everything for 3 days till I run out of it. But Kimber told me that you can get it from the store, so we finna look into that.
She has learned about yum yum sauce
and
and
stick your head in the
hibachi.
camera.
And she is like in love with yum. Yes, you can buy yum yum sauce at the store.
Oh,
And
put
she
your
is
head in the
like,
camera. They all think you're fake.
I'm not fake.
"Hi, Craig."
I'm not
I
fake.
hear him all the time. And
I
I
am
promise you,
real.
he is
I'm a
not.
real boy.
He's not fake. He is a real person. Mr. Monster is real. But no, she's in love with the yum yum sauce. She goes, they had this stuff called yum yum sauce. And I'm like, you can get that at the store. It doesn't taste quite as good as it does at the hibachi, but she'll be putting yum yum sauce on her freaking French fries. She's gonna be putting yum yum sauce on everything.
Everything. Like straight
Everything.
up.
She's like, have you ever had
Turkey
yum yum? I'm
sandwich.
like,
Oh, dude, let me
yum
tell
yum.
y'all what. Look, I got a toaster. My toaster, I have the coolest toaster y'all ever hear about. So my toaster, when you put the bread down in it, I'm almost milk a piece of toast just so y'all could see it. It puts the Batman signal on your bread. It just makes the sandwich taste better. So a Batman signal toast with some turkey and some yum yum sauce and some sharp cheddar cheese. Let me tell you what, girl, with some pickles. You talking about good. I just about couldn't control myself. And yes, Lindsay, I can trust my fishing chair. She is a good chair. At least I wasn't live. You know, shit normally happens when, and you know what's so crazy, SRB, is I was going live that night and we were waiting on Dago to respond to us. And I think he was dealing with his wife or family or something. And I got down into that video and I was watching the video and I had that video up and I was reviewing it. And then I had Bobby on my phone watching this I-75 shooter for updates. And I ended up not going live. But do you know if I'd have went live, y'all'd watch me fall on the damn floor? That would have been clipping. It would have been worse clipping, I'm telling you. And Leslie, welcome in, honey. Hibachi is delicious. Let me tell you, I ate my weight. And see, I work from home, so we don't actually work in the office. So none of them really know me that well. And I'm tall and slender built, I guess you'd call it. And they were like, are you going to be able to eat all that? I was like, oh, you just wait. You just wait, ma'am. Walmart has it. Paula says hi.
Well, tell her the full. She went there, and because she was like, I don't know, Kimber, I just don't know. She goes, when I go there, she goes, they're not going to have anything but sushi. So when she got there, she goes, they had it where, they cook it. I said, hibachi. And she goes, yeah. And she goes, they fixed all this stuff and they cooked it right in front of me. They made a volcano out of the rice and they flipped an
Dude.
egg. And I was like, yeah, that's hibachi. I said, they're cool. And she goes, and then they had that yum yum. She was more amazed almost with the yum yum sauce than she was the rest of it. She was
And see,
like,
I ain't never been
oh,
to one of them. So nobody told me not to lean in because I was like watching him like build the onion tower and the rice volcano and the onion and rice volcano and all that fun stuff. And I'm all leaned in. And then all of a sudden flames went up. So I didn't have to do my eyebrows for like a week because they were good after that. Did they shoot you sake? No, I was with work, so I didn't have any sake. And yes, Paula, as Kentuckians, we do like to eat. We are big fans of food. I love food, lots of it in large portions because my mama raised me not to let it go to waste.
They shot me sake the last time I went.
I probably
They
could have
poured
used
that
some
stuff down my
sake.
throat.
Dude, I probably could have used some that day. Let me tell you what. What all did I have? I had chicken and salmon and rice and lo mein and shrimp and that yum yum sauce. And then I got some to bring home. It was freaking divine. And I didn't eat that. What was it? Zucchini, Kimber? Is that what it was?
Yeah, it was a zucchini. You didn't eat the zucchini.
I couldn't eat that mess. No, ma'am. I don't know about that. But I want to show y'all this and we're going to finish up the cat eating. So this is a TikTok. It's actually off of Twitter, but this is a TikTok of a local. And this, and like we were talking about, mental health is very important. If you need help, please reach out. Reach out for help.
Yes,
Don't kill your
please.
kids. Don't kill your neighbor. Don't kill your significant other. And don't eat the neighborhood cats. Just disclaimer for tonight.
And if you're ever having bad thoughts about doing anything, please reach out. To yourself or anything, please reach out. We're here. We're here for you. Seriously.
Absolutely. And I will, if I can find it. If not, I'll find it while I'm working on this video. But where's it at? Y'all, I got too many bookmarks. I lose track of what the hell I've got on here and what I don't. Here, this is my website, y'all. And please, that website is full of links and phone numbers for all countries. And actually, after this, we'll actually pull that website up so everybody can take a gander at it. Really proud of it because it has a lot of resources on it. But I want to so this is a local. And all the reports and the rumors and the YouTubers and everybody that's talking about this and TikTok and Twitter and whatnot, this lady is legit. I mean, you can see tears in her eyes. This ain't no Stephen Stern's hot sauce going on here.
No sound, Mom.
Oh, let me see if y'all got sound now. You got sound?
No.
All right, hang on. Let me do it a different way. You know what it is?
What is it?
It's because I'm running it off my second screen. I'm running it off my second screen. And I don't have the audio pulled over there. All right. Y'all tell me if y'all can hear this. Can you hear that?
Uh-huh.
Kimba. You can hear it?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay.
I really do not feel fucking safe, bro. Like everyone on TikTok or Facebook making these jokes to get everything fucking funny. Like imagine you being homeless for a whole fucking year for no fucking reason. Like what the fuck? This shit is not fun. This shit is not cool, bro. They really out here decapitating animals and y'all are making jokes out of it. Imagine if you went outside and you saw your dog's head decapitated on the fucking ground. Like, are you dude? Why y'all thinking this shit's a joke? It's not a joke. I don't feel comfortable walking anywhere. Like, what the fuck? I should be able to feel safe in my own city. Yeah. Everybody's fucking homeless out here. Ain't shit but fucking scary ass Haitians just lurking and creeping and shit. Y'all thinking this shit's motherfucking funny? Like, keep making this shit up. It's not made up, bro. This shit is real life. This shit is really affecting me. Like, what the fuck? This shit ain't no joke. It's not funny. I really do not feel fucking safe here, bro. Like, everyone on TikTok or Facebook making these jokes.
So that's a real local. Like, that's somebody that's really, like, having a meltdown about this. And that's why mental health is so important, is this girl lives in the area and, you know, God bless her soul for having to deal with that. And then you got people with jokes like this, DoorDash, Ohio. Like, that's just, it's disgusting. All right, I'm going to stop sharing that for a minute because it's irrelevant. I was smoking, guys. And many of you guys know, if you're new to the channel, if you're old to the channel, I don't smoke on channel. And the reason I don't smoke on panel unless I'm out and like going to Maddie's memorial or, you know, crime scene, I'm in the car. I still try to kind of lean off camera because I don't want to trigger anybody. Leslie says, Mom, darn, take the funny away. No eating cats. Just kidding. Meow. My kitty bought me a mouse this afternoon. I don't do mice, ma'am. Did you hear about the 2019 female runaway who recently showed up in Montana PD at 18? Now looking for assistance. Really? That's awesome. Sorry about all this cat dog. I think it ENRs. Do you want to see my cat? Oh, Lord. Oh, my goodness. Alicia Navarro. Yeah, I remember Alicia Navarro. Yeah, didn't she try to go back to the crazy person? Yeah, just Mom Mazio. That's crazy. Poor girl. I feel so bad for her. Like, I really do. Like, that's horrible. And I'm going to share my screen here. I'm not going to make you guys look through the whole thing. I did drop the link. But this is my website. And all of these links, and see how it says you're not alone. All these links are clickable. So if you go to one of these links, it'll pull all it up at once. You got MMIW, You got Name Us, Crime Line. I've actually met the founder at Crime Line. She's really cool. There's the Child Safe Kit. It's free. Nightbot usually drops it. Texas EcoSearch. You want to donate to a good foundation, they're amazing to donate to. There's also this flyer that you guys can snip, clip, and share. It's for runaways. The Black and Missing Foundation, that's also a clickable link. Then we got AA, NetSmarts. This is really good if you have little people in your home. NA, and this is VICAP. So if you're not familiar with VICAP, VICAP is the unidentified missing person. So it's kind of like Name Us, but it's all unidentified persons. And then I have hotlines. Wow. Then I have hotlines, the National Child Abuse Line, and it just keeps going. And then these are all the suicide hotlines for every country that I could find a hotline for that are outside of here. Links to all the resources are there. And then, of course, you've got my hot links at the top. But that's my site, guys. Please, if you ever need that, bookmark it, take it, share it, do whatever you need to with it. It is my honor. So I'm going to bring up something real brief here. We're not going to stay on it long, but I am going to talk about it. So as many of you guys know, Sebastian Rogers, age 15, he's 5'5", 120 pounds, missing out of Hendersonville, Tennessee. And if you say his name, he will answer you. If you have tips or information, call the 1-800-TBI-FIND. Do not call a YouTuber. Do not call Dog the Bounty Hunter. Do not call Nick the Hat. Do not call anybody but the TBI, the FBI, or 911 if you've seen Sebastian. Please and thank you. Aaron B says, hi, Mom and Kimber and y'all. And there's Sebastian's information. You're welcome to snip it, clip it, copy it, whatever you need to do. I think that link it's telling me it's not available. It should be available. Let me try it again. Let me try it again. It should pull up for you. That's kind of frustrating. I almost left Kimber up here by herself, y'all. Not paying attention, clicking.
Don't let me in charge of the show.
I'm finna leave you up here by yourself. All right, so that should pull up for you. Try that one. I may have to reset it because it's a Wix site, so it may have to be reset. But there is a lot of fucketry that's going on in his case, that's been going on in his case. We're not going to be a part of it over here because we don't do the drama, but I'm just going to say shame on y'all. And not the people here in chat, the ones that like to lurk in the bushes. Shame on y'all. I'm going to start out with making a name for yourself off a missing child's case is sick, disgusting, and get a hobby. Finger painting, Legos, something just not a missing child's case. I'm going to second that motion with Blip Billboards. Blip Billboards I've been involved with for over 4 years before it came a hot trend on YouTube. So those that are going around and running their mouth and conspiracy theories and all this shit, and, no disrespect to Summer, but the community that was a part of Summer Wells community that's starting shit with good creators like Duchess, who does the right thing, puts up the Blip Billboards for people, is transparent, and shows her analytics, much like you guys have seen here when we have Ellen's billboard running. Shame. Absolute shame on y'all for being dirtbags. Shame on y'all. This child is who is first. Not YouTubers in court. Not a pissing match between creators. None of that stuff matters. What's significant is that little boy's still missing, and his face should be first and foremost. I'm going to come back down off my high horse now. I just wanted to get that out. That one worked good. Thank you, honey.
There should only be one side here, and the side should be Sebastian's side.
Absolutely. You guys know that there is another case that sits very close to my heart, and that is Monkey Michael Vaughan. There's his information. If you have any information on him, please contact the Fruitland Police. But his mother, Brandy, is dear to my heart. That case is dear to my heart. Many of you guys know that Monkey's case is the case that broke me. I was very involved in his case. I did a lot in the background. I worked with a lot of creators. I've worked with Brandy. I've done things that have never been made public to YouTube because it's nobody's damn business. And when Betty went live and called and got information from a rookie that answered the phone and not a seasoned sheriff on a live, I will never be able to forget Brandy that day. So there are reasons why I can't with that woman at all whatsoever. That is the reason why. I just can't. I don't care for her at all whatsoever in anything she does in any cases, but mainly because of what she did to Brandy. Shame on her. Absolutely shame on her. Girls, 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 said Mom just found them all. Not sure what that means. You'll have to elaborate. See, this
Elaborate.
is where it's going to get clipped that Mom was high on panel. But I meant high in my chair. So just in case anybody missed the first part, Monkey's always on my mind too. He stays on my mind. Absolutely stays on my mind. I mean, it's never going to leave my heart. Never, ever, ever. But I did promise to share this link with you guys. It's really sad that this video only got 42 views. This is a very, very old video that I did way back when in the day and the time. But I'm afraid if I try to play it, my swamp signal is going to kick in and it's not going to play for you guys. If it acts stupid, let me know and I'll stop it and you guys can just watch the clip in your own time. But this is one of my very first videos that I ever did. And this is Asha Degree's video. But let me know if it starts acting crazy. Is it choppy? Hey guys, so this is the first part series that I'm going to do on Asha Degree. Is it choppy?
It's a little choppy.
Can you hear it?
No.
Well, not now, but I mean, could you hear the audio?
Well, you paused it. Stop it. Yes, I can hear the audio.
Gotta make sure Kim's on her toes. Missing from North Carolina on February 14th of 2000. Again, this is part 1, and I will be including several videos in this series for this missing girl that I feel has fell through the cracks. Let's get her out there and get some advocacy going and some details and see what we can't pull out in this kid's case.
On this episode of Inside
Again, guys, thanks for watching, listening. Appreciate any opinions that you guys can put in on my videos and my cases that I look into. If you have any cases you'd like me to look into, you can definitely hit me up on Twitter, Sunshine1979. We are the Army for the Voices. And again, like, subscribe, and share, guys. Thanks so much.
February 14th, 2000. Around 2:30 a.m., Asha Degree's father checked up on her and her older brother in the room they shared. Both were sound asleep in their beds. Just a few hours later, around 6:30, Asha's mother came to wake her kids for school. But Asha wasn't there. There were no signs of forced entry, no obvious indication of where she'd gone. So how and why did a 9-year-old girl leave her home in the middle of the night?
That's the answers we want to find.
That was Detective Tim Adams from the Cleveland County Sheriff's Office in North Carolina, where he's been for almost 10 years. He primarily works Asha Degree's case. Asha's parents immediately checked with family members who lived nearby. After learning that Asha wasn't at their house either, they called 911, which started a massive search for the girl by both law enforcement and her community.
The North Carolina State Bureau of Investigation, along with the FBI, came in to assist. Literally hundreds of community volunteers came in to do land searches.
As the day wore on and reports of Asha's disappearance hit the news, some tips came in from drivers who'd seen a young girl on the road early that morning. sometime around 4 a.m.
There were some fairly credible witnesses that said they saw a young child walking up Highway 18 in the direction of the city of Shelby. And along with their description of her, it's believed that that was her walking into the town.
At least one of these individuals said they'd tried to check on her, concerned about a young girl out on the highway by herself. But by the time the driver had turned around, Asha had gone into the woods, and the driver couldn't see her anymore. This is the last known sighting of Asha.
The reason she left is not known. There's nothing credible to say why that is, and that seems to be the big question in everybody's mind. Asha was a 9-year-old child. Most 9-year-olds don't get out in the middle of the night or before daylight on a February morning.
We've talked about the last few times Asha was seen, but let's take a step back. Who was Asha?
She was a 4th grader at Falston Elementary. She lived with her parents, her mother and father, and a brother who was only about 11 months older than her. They lived in a 2-bedroom apartment just outside the city limits of Shelby, North Carolina.
That was Detective Adams. He also recalls how Asha's classmates described her.
She was always lighthearted. She tried to be funny, and she was always happy. Always wore hair in pigtails and ponytails, and she was just a very likable person and made friends with everyone.
And Asha loved basketball.
Asha loved sports. Like I mentioned before, she had an older brother, and they were very close. Her brother played sports. They played in the yard a lot. From what I've been told, they had a basketball goal in their driveway. She played on a team from her elementary school, Falston Elementary Bulldogs, and she was, from what we understand, one of the star players.
2 days before Asha disappeared, she fouled out of a basketball game, meaning she wasn't able to finish playing alongside her teammates.
They ultimately lost that game, and from what we've been told, Asha was very upset because she was so competitive, and her mother had to calm her down some. Some of the other teammates had to calm her down, and she was upset about the game.
The Degree family has said that by the next day, her feelings about the game seemed to have passed. Still, we don't know if that basketball game was what made Asha walk out of the house that night or if it was something else. But there's reason to believe she left voluntarily. In the course of the investigation, law enforcement discovered another clue. Asha's book bag and some of her belongings were missing, indicating she'd packed prior to her disappearance. And then,
about 16, 17 months afterwards, her book bag that she was believed to be carrying when she left was found 20-some miles north on Highway 18 in another county.
That's Detective Adams again. He says that while the book bag definitely belonged to Asha, some of the items inside didn't belong to her. One item was a book, McElligot's Pool by Dr. Seuss, that had actually been checked out from Asha's elementary school. The other item was
the New Kids on the Block t-shirt that we released information and some pictures of a couple of years ago to see if someone knows where that came from or if they had children that may have had that shirt, trying to identify who that belonged to or where it may have came from.
No matter how Asha left home, the fact remains. She was just a 9-year-old girl. Someone else has likely played a role in what happened to her.
Obviously, a 9-year-old, even if they do choose to leave home for whatever reason, for her to have been not found for the last 22 years, someone had to help her. Someone had to have met her, or a planned meeting may have taken place, or maybe some stranger came along, she was walking and picked her up.
In conversations with those assigned to Asha's case, a strong theme emerges. Even though it's been 22 years, this is not a cold case. Here's Detective Adams.
There has been work done on it regularly. It's not a cold case. It's a case that we continue to work. We want to find answers. We want to find out what happened to her. Her body has never been recovered. So we're, along with her parents, we hope that she's alive. I have worked some cold cases before, and Basically, to me, a cold case is when you work all the leads you can work and put it on the shelf. You've done everything you can do. That's not the way with this case. There's plenty of work to do. As I sat in my office this morning before I left, looking at the boxes and files of information, I come up with tons of things I wanted to do. So there's always work to do on this case, and we are pursuing it. We're committed to finding out what happened to her, because it's not an unsolved homicide or anything like that. This is a child that's out there that has not been found yet, and we're committed to making it happen. It's not cold.
One particular hurdle investigators face in this case is that when Asha disappeared in 2000, she didn't leave behind any kind of digital evidence, something that's so often leveraged in investigations nowadays.
There were no cell phones in the home. They didn't have a computer in the home. Now you could be able to search those things, try to find the history, and maybe some tracking options are there, but we didn't have that at that time. And also video surveillance, there was none in that area for us to go back and look at.
Something else that didn't exist in 2000, the FBI's Child Abduction Rapid Deployment, or CARD, team. The team, made up of Bureau personnel from across the country who are experts at working child abduction cases, serves as a resource for state and local law enforcement. When a child goes missing, no matter the circumstances, authorities can contact their local FBI office and ask for assistance from the team. A CARD team deployed to Asha's case in 2017. Special Agent Jim Granozio, also out of our Charlotte field office, is one of the leaders of the East Coast Regional CARD team. He describes the team's work on the case so far.
So, from a CARD perspective, we're oftentimes asked to go and help out local and state agencies on unsolved missing child cases. And in this case, we were asked to come down in 2017 and help reevaluate and kind of pull apart this case to assist the local investigators. And that's what we did. So a couple months prior to coming down in 2017, we got a copy of the case file. And when we do that, we take our team and we take the case file and then actionize them into basically going after all those pieces of puzzle that we might have had questions about to make sure that we left no stone unturned.
This type of review by the CARD team is common in long-time missing child cases. Agent Granozio explains the process.
But oftentimes what we're able to do is maybe help focus the investigation, maybe help eliminate some persons of interest. So we'll go into a case where there are 10 potential suspects that were involved. Well, maybe we can eliminate 5 of those, which will help the investigative team moving forward so they don't have to devote assets to all 10. They can just focus on the most specific ones and move that case a little bit forward. And hopefully that's what we were able to accomplish here. It's always our goal to find the missing child. And it's devastating to know that she's still not here today. And in this case, it still hurts every CARD team member that was on that deployment. We still talk about it, even though we only had a small part in that whole investigation.
Agent Granozio adds that the CARD team's involvement in this case doesn't end there. They are there to help until we learn what happened to Asha.
We're always available to come back and help at any point where they need a consultation, they need some interview strategies, they need a behavioral assessment of something. We didn't come down just for that 2-week period. We are a tool for the local investigators to use for forever.
With so many investigative advances since 2000, from DNA technology to what we know about child abductions, it's possible one could be the key to closing this case. Here's Detective Adams again.
Now that technology has advanced so much. And so we're trying new things even today with the evidence that's been collected to try all the new technology, anything that's available. And just within the last year, there's been so many advances. So we're hopeful.
Everyone who talks about Asha's disappearance emphasizes the important role the public will play in solving this case. The FBI, Cleveland County Sheriff's Office, and other partners regularly receive new information from people across the country. We asked Detective Adams and FBI Supervisory Special Agent Kevin Swanson, who works out of our Charlotte field office and oversees the federal investigation of Asha Degree's disappearance, to discuss this aspect of the case.
When I first started the case, we put together a team and we started a tip tracker that we are able to keep documentation of all the tips. And since that time, we've had almost just within a few short of 500 tips since 2015. Sometimes they'll call the FBI and then it's referred to us, or to come from the National Center for Missing and Exploited Children. But each of those tips are followed up on, and we keep track of those. But the public's help, like I said before, I think is paramount. I think there is somebody that's got some information that can call us.
If I can add something to what Tim said, since I've been here, we've received several tips related to Asha's case, and they come from all over the United States. And so that's part of the power of the partnership between our local and state resources and the federal resources, is to identify tips related to the investigation and provide a central repository on the federal side of where we can look at them, make the connection with our case here in Charlotte, and then provide it to the case team so they can follow up on whatever tips come in from wherever they come in from, whether it's a state close or far away.
We've sent people to Florida, Michigan, just within the last few weeks doing interviews for us. California, we've had some stuff in California we've been working. So it is nationwide. Absolutely. And without our partners with the FBI, obviously the sheriff's office can't send somebody to Florida every time we get a lead. So the FBI sends people to do the interviews for us, and that helps us tremendously. So they don't go unnoticed.
And as Detective Adams further explains, it's never too late to contact law enforcement, no matter what.
Maybe years have passed, and also relationships with people. Let's assume that someone knows the suspect. Maybe their relationship with that person has changed, and maybe they would want to share more information with us now, as opposed to when they maybe spoke to law enforcement previously, say maybe 10 years ago. Even though I've been working on this for several years, and for 22 years this investigation's been going on, it really surprises me that when I go out and interview somebody, I find a name or someone that we didn't know was in the picture at that time. Of course, we investigate that until we can't come up with anything or complete it and eliminate that person. So I believe somebody has those answers that can help us. And I believe there's somebody out there that can tell us we've appealed to the public many times. And we're doing it again on the 22nd anniversary of her being missing. I think it's critical now that people need to come forward if they have something.
So what can you do if you think you know something about Asha Degree's disappearance?
Anyone with information in the Cleveland County area specifically can call the Cleveland County Sheriff's Office at 704-484-4822 or the FBI at 704-672-6100.
There are additional ways to contact the FBI, says Supervisory Special Agent Swanson.
The number you can call to reach the FBI, in addition to what Tim just provided, is 1-800-CALL-FBI, which is our national line. Anyone can call to report any information to the FBI. There's also a website you can go to, which is tips.fbi.gov. And if you provide your information and reference Asha Degree, that information will be looked at and sent through us to the case team so we can follow up. People report information anonymously.
You can also contact the National Center for Missing and Exploited Children, or NCMEC, at 1-800-THE-LOST or 1-800-843-5678. In her North Carolina hometown, Asha has become known as Shelby's sweetheart. From the day she disappeared, her family and community have lent their efforts to the search to find her.
Back when this all started in the year 2000, the community come up with some funding to have a reward for anyone that would come forward information that would bring us to closure in this case. And the FBI has also added to that. They currently have $25,000 reward in the communities, $20,000 reward. So together, that's a $45,000 reward. Most people that I've talked to about this information, when I would interview them, I would tell them about the reward. Most people say, we don't care about the money. We just want to help them. The family does a walk every year where several community members, along with the sheriff's office, we escort them. And they walk the road, the last road that we know that Asha walked. They walk up to the billboard that's put up there that displays Asha's picture when she was 9 years old, and also what we believe she would look like at age 31, an age progressed picture, along with the reward and a phone number. So they walk to that sign, and there's normally a pastor or some of their church members. The family still attends the same church they did 22 years ago, and they'll have some scripture reading and prayer. And a lot of people are involved in this, and a lot of people want to see her come home. So a lot of this is in the hearts and minds of the entire community in Shelby and the surrounding area. You can't go hardly anywhere in that part of the state of North Carolina and people don't know the name Asha Degree. Her parents still hold out hope that she's alive. And I can remember several occasions the mother said, until you bring me proof beyond 99.9% that my daughter is dead, I'm going to believe she's alive, and she's holding out hope. And we're holding out that hope for her. We're just committed to find those answers for the community and for those parents that have lost their child. It's not normal that a child walks out. There has to be
counts. If a child is missing,
So
if
that's
you
why
are
it's so very
fearful
important
that a
for
child is in
people
any
to
kind of
call
danger,
this
call
information.
911, call
So
law
we're just
enforcement
trying to
immediately.
appeal to everyone.
That was Leonard Carollo, the chief of the FBI's Crimes Against Children and Human Trafficking Unit, who says the
For more
FBI
information
encounters
about
several
Aisha's
types of missing
disappearance and our
children
efforts to
cases.
find her,
The highest
visit
priority cases are abductions by
fbi.gov/Aisha
non-family
Degree.
members.
We
In addition
typically
to
drop
information
everything,
about the
especially
case,
if the
we
child is
also
of
have a
tender
number of
years,
photos,
meaning 12 years
including
or
an age.
younger. They are highly trained, and they're able to go and help a field office or a local or state agency. They go in as the subject matter expert.
Her house 16 years ago. But now a new witness has come forward and reveals that they might have seen her getting into a car. Eyewitness News reporter Ken Lemon has a closer look at the car that investigators are now searching for.
It may be the biggest new lead and one of the most high-profile.
Okay, so this is an old video. This is from May 26, 2016, guys.
Our missing person cases, FBI agents now say a witness may have seen 9-year-old Asha Degree get into a car like one of these 16 years ago. A green.
So there's the car, the pictures of the cars that you're seeing floating around now.
1990s model Lincoln Mark IV or a Ford Thunderbird. They say she may have gotten into the car on Highway 18 near Shelby where she was last seen by a trucker. Whoever's inside may be the last known person to see her since she walked away from her home in Boston in 2000.
There is hope.
Sheriff Alan Norman says his detectives never stopped working on this case. A year after her parents reported her missing, a passerby found what's believed to be her shoe and her backpack in a wooded area near Morganton. But searchers never found anything more.
If we can bring closure, first, the community as a whole.
Last year, the FBI, SBI, and Sheriff's Office launched a new effort to re-examine every piece of evidence in the case and interview every witness again. FBI agents say the new tip comes from that effort. Asha's parents didn't answer calls today, but their neighbor is thrilled.
I'm very happy. This has been a long time coming.
Lisa Carson hopes this new clue means Asha Degree will come home to her family. But there's also fear in the community where Asha grew up.
It's kind of scary, because you don't want someone driving around who possibly picked up a child.
It's to find owners of cars like these, but they say it may not be registered now. They're offering a combined $45,000 reward for information leading to Asha's discovery. In Fulton, I'm Ken Lemon, Channel 9, Eyewitness News.
Okay, so these are some of the timeline, and it was her stepdad. So I included that in here. Not that it matters, stepdad or not, but you guys can pause it, clip it, do whatever you need to do to get this information. This was done on a cell phone, and I would have to dig the phone out. I may do that just so I can post these. This is
So
an actual newspaper clip. There's the area. Okay, so these photos, and guys, I hate to be an asshole, but I'm going to do this. I'm going to pull up.
So is this still not considered a cold case?
No.
Okay, cool.
Nope, this is not considered a cold case, even though I'm going to put this up there. There we go. Because people like to be petty. So you see how this guy's showing this is a tractor? This is where her belongings were found. Like I said, it was kind of like a barn, pole barn, garage type deal.
Uh-huh.
I don't know if the tragedy pimps will do the work to find these, so I want to share these with you guys so you guys have a little bit of more insight. So this is the shirt that she was last seen wearing, and this was the book. And there was a green marker. That's why you guys saw the green marker. And she loved Minnie Mouse. So you guys know I'm a big fan of what do these children like? What do these children tell me about the child? So those are a few pieces that I'm able to bring to you guys that a tragedy pimp probably won't take the time or do the work to be able to tell you guys. There was also a hair tie or a scrunchie, whatever you want to call it, that was found as well. It's possible that the car could have been sold to someone. It is. It absolutely is. Absolutely is. Well, guys, we've been on here for 2 hours. Thank you, Kimber, for coming up and spending time with me. I appreciate you.
You're very welcome. But yeah, and the thing is, if the car was sold, the person that was sold to, they could have never registered it. You know, just because if the car, somebody can sign a title over, but that doesn't mean that somebody takes that car and registers it just because you've signed a title over.
You're very welcome. You're right. You're absolutely right. You're absolutely right. And Doodle, I agree. I love hearing about their personalities, their jokes, their funny little sayings. You know, she was big on sports and she liked Minnie Mouse and New Kids on the Block and, you know, just the things that were popular back then. You know what I mean? It's been 2 hours. Yeah, it has been 2 hours. You know, I love it when I look up and I'm like, dude, we've been live for 6 hours. Y'all, I got to go. But if I wasn't being summoned to Publix, we'd stay longer. But apparently I have to go to Publix. Ooh, people.
Oh, you have to go. It's peoply out there.
It is peoply out there. Ugh.
Yes, it's peoply out there.
Yes. Yeah. Love that shirt. Do you love this? Is it this shirt or Asha's shirt? My Dago with True Crime shirt. For y'all that are lurking in the bushes, clip it, snip it, get it out there. There you go. Dago True Crime. We'll drop his merch link if y'all want to grab some merch. There's also a Walt Harris is Here t-shirt that I will be purchasing. So just putting it out there. But if y'all want to grab some merch from the cafe, here is that. If you want to grab some merch from my store, you'll hit up Handmade with Love on Facebook. That's my sister's group. And she'll get you some merch out there. And Kimba can tell you that the Mind of Monsters cups are phenomenal in the sand with ice.
Yes, they are. They are phenomenal in the sand with ice because, yep, I took mine to Florida, used it, and guess what?
The ice was still alive.
Yeah, we went back up there and we went back to the condo, and my husband's like, wow, this cup still has ice in it. Yep, and that's in the Florida heat, y'all.
So grab you some merch, show some love. My store, the store has some cool things that you want. Yeah, my store supports my sister who makes all of my merch. She made my investigator shirt that I was wearing the other night. She makes all my cups. This is actually, I don't think I've showed you guys this. So this is a pot holder. See, it's a pot holder. It's Mind of Monsters. And then Full credit for this badass graphic goes to Doodlebug. But y'all, this is a mouse pad. And these are from my sister's merch. Also, I have channel stickers now. I will start sending those out as well. They're behind me here. I have a thing of channel stickers to send out as a thank you. Yeah, she can make them personalized. She can put your name on it or whatever you want on it. So I've got channel stickers now that I've went and picked up, and these handy dandy little keychains. So there's the graphic that Doodle made. And then you have the true crime skull, like the one that I put up that says there ain't enough sage for this shit. So some cool stuff, guys. She makes all kinds of stuff for me. She can make just about anything you want. Just send me a picture. I can shoot it to her. Just try to make sure everybody knows that they're loved. Lots and lots of love. But you guys have a good night. I'm going to end this and go to Publix because I see my phone lighting up. So I'm sure I'm being summoned to the car. So you guys have a good night. Thank you, Kim, again for coming up. Thank you, mods. Thank you for everybody in chat. Love you, love you, love you. Remember, if you see something, say something. Never give up. And I will catch you guys on the flip side.
I'll let you later, Mom. Bye.
Okay.
Bye, chat.